Hey guys, in this video I'm going to go over 8 reasons why you should live with roommates. I will also go over the excuses that some people bring to convince themselves to live alone. So as a disclaimer, right now I live by myself. I found a great deal here in Austin. I am paying $850 for a 1-bedroom apartment, but for the past 10 years I have lived with roommates. So because I have experienced both of the scenarios, I am qualified to tell you which one is the best. So let's dive in. So the reason number one is faster way to financial freedom. Now, of course, you're going to save money by living with roommates, but this one is specifically for the homeowners. If you own a house, you can live in one room and rent out the other rooms. This is called house hacking. Now, this is actually my plan. My current lease will be up in 3 months, and I'll be buying a house, and I'm going to do house hacking. I have to live there at least 12 months before I buy a new house. That's just the requirements for most of the loan officers. So it's a great way to financial freedom because each year, essentially, you can buy a house and you can keep going until you maybe have like 4 or 5 houses. And then from the rents from those houses, you can become financially free and retire. So number 2 is dealing with loneliness and homesickness. So when I came to Austin, I didn't know anybody. I was alone, and I'm also an immigrant, meaning that I always feel homesickness. And I also have an introvert personality. So it was the best decision for me to live in a house with roommates when I moved to Austin. And this was especially true when I also came to the US 10 years ago. It was a new country for me and very difficult if I had lived by myself. So I encourage all of you who are going to the new places and if you're introvert and if you're also feeling homesickness, consider living with roommates. Now, reason number 3 is social companionship. Now, I can tell you that for the past years that I've been living with my roommates, whenever I was stressed at work, it was my roommates that I were talking to. Whenever I had questions about my dating life, it was them. If I was bored, I would talk to them. I would ask them how their day is going. And if I wanted to watch soccer, I would watch it with them. Another thing is that whenever I had parties, I invited them to my parties, and whenever they had parties, they invited me to their parties. Now, whenever I went to their parties, if there was a cute woman, I would talk to her and I would take her out. You can expand your social circles and potentially find dates if you have roommates. Number 4 is building discipline. I hear a lot from people saying that they can only do work if their house is clean or organized. My question is, what if you live alone right now and later on you have a partner and your partner is not clean or organized? Then what are you going to do? Living with roommates forces you to become tougher. I remember that when I came to the US in the first 2 or 3 years, I used to put earplugs when I was sleeping because of the noise from the floor above me. After a couple of years, I didn't really like it, so I started taking them out, and I told myself that the first 1 or 2 nights, yes, I'm going to have problems sleeping, but then after some nights, my body will be forced to sleep. There is no other options. My body has to sleep. And it actually happened to be true. I started sleeping without even earplugs, and I got used to that. So if you live in a place that is not your ideal and you happen to get used to working, then you become tougher. You become tougher for later on in the future when you want to live with your partner. Another thing is that living with roommate teaches you discipline. You have to clean after yourself. You have to wash the dishes. You have to clean the counter. You have to be responsible. So it teaches you responsibilities. And finally, the other thing is it teaches you how to manage conflicts. So when you have a conflict with your roommate, it's a small conflict, and it's a small scale, meaning that at the end of the day, if you don't get along, you can always live with each other, but you can learn from it and apply it to work or apply to later on in your life when you find a partner. Number 5, making friends. Now, of course, one of the benefits of living with roommates is that you can make friends. Now, one thing I want to say here is that I am friends with almost all of my roommates. Some of them from 8 years ago, I still talk to them. I went on road trips with them. I made memories with them. So it is fun. It is really fun to make friendship. Now, of course, you might also find people that are not fun. That's a possibility, but you learn from those experiences that what is your type, what are the type of the people that you like. From every 10 people, of course, there might be one that are not good person. That happens, that's okay, but you learn. Again, you learn about yourself and your standards and who you like, who you don't like. Number 6, help and support. I've got a lot of help from my previous roommates. I remember that back in 2017, when I broke my arm, it was my roommate who cooked food for me. He took me to the hospital, he took care of me, he helped me taking shower, and he was awesome. If I hadn't have him, it would have been very difficult living by myself when I had my arm broken. There were many times that I had delivery and I wasn't home and my roommate picked my delivery. Another example, there were many times that I found an item on Facebook Marketplace. I really liked it, but I needed someone to help me pick it up. It was my roommate who came to help. And also, there were many times that from airport, my roommate came to pick me up. So you get a lot of help from your roommate, and it is awesome. Number 7, increased safety. Now this one has two sides, at least for me. Inside home, of course, if you're living by others, you feel more safe because you're not alone, because if anything happens, it's not only you, there are others too. But outside, whenever I was going to strangers' apartments or houses, I would text my roommates and I would let them know that, hey, I'm here. If anything happened to me, this is the address. And they were always there as a peace of mind for me that someone knows where I am. Number 8, improve English and cultural knowledge. Now this one may not apply to anyone, but if you're an immigrant like myself, you may benefit living with roommates. I know when I came to the US, my English was not good at all, and I didn't know anything about the American culture. I started living with my roommates. Most of my roommates were either Americans or international, so I had to speak English with them. Still today, after 10 years, I still feel that I need to improve my English. Now let's go through the excuses that I hear from people that convince themselves to live by themselves. Number 1 is self-respect. I hear that a lot from people, that if you live by yourself, you're kind of respecting yourself, you have the self-respect. And my question for them is, by who? What is the end goal? I feel like they are misunderstanding self-respect with being comfortable. I have a goal. I want to become retired in 10 years. And to get to my goal, I need to do house hacking, to have roommates. And I always think of how I get to my goals, how long it's going to take me. Now, which one do you prefer, to get to your goals faster or to be comfortable? You can buy a BMW or Maserati and feel comfortable. Does that mean that you have improved your self-esteem or self-respect? I don't agree with that. What I see is I have a goal, I want to get to my goals. That is self-respect because I'm respecting my own goals. Number two, freedom of actions. People say that they want to live alone because they can do whatever they want. Now, what exactly are those things that you want to do that you cannot do with roommates? You want to dance naked, you want to walk naked. What is that? You want to, or maybe you're scared of being judged by the others. You want to bring a date who is, I don't know, 10 years older than you or 10 years younger than you, and you are scared of being judged. I can tell you from my own experience, it's not the roommates. The problem is somewhere else. You should develop the no fucks mentality, meaning that you don't care about what other people think of you. Once you have developed that mentality, 99% of the time you will be okay living with others because you don't give a shit about what other people may think of you. And finally, number three, bringing over dates. Now, I hear this a lot from my friends that they are worried about living with roommates because what if they want to bring over a date? Now, this one has two sides. From your side, you should always put your financial goals first and then your dating life second. So if you have a dream and you want to get to financial freedom in 10 years, put that first. Think of it first. Because when you respect yourself, others will respect you. Now, from your partner's perspective, if she doesn't like the fact that you're living with roommates, maybe she's not a good match. I know I myself, I'd like to have a partner who have the same financial mindset that I have. Not only that, I like her to support my financial decisions and strategy. Think of it this way. Which one is better, living alone or living with roommates and saving them money to take her to travel the world as your honeymoon? I know I myself, I would love to travel the world. So if that means that I need to live with roommates, sure, why not? Transitioning from living by yourself to living with roommates is hard. So please be mindful of that before you decide to live by yourself. It's like going from Nokia to iPhone and then trying to come back and to have a Nokia. It's difficult. Or having a Toyota and then starting driving a BMW or Mercedes-Benz, and now you want to come back. It is very difficult. So before deciding to living by yourself, think of this first. Now, I don't want to tell everybody to live with roommates. Of course, it depends on you and your financial situation. For example, if you have a family and you have kids, it probably makes sense for you to live by yourself. But if you're deciding whether to live alone or with roommates, I hope you find this video helpful. With that being said, I hope you found value in this video. If that was the case, please help me grow my channel. I'm new here, so please like this video and subscribe to my channel. I would also like to know if you live by yourself or you live with roommates. So please let me know in the comments below. Again, I hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you in the next one.